The Little Witch's Big Spell. In a quaint little village, nestled at the edge of a dense, mysterious forest, there lived a young and curious witch named Willow. Willow was not like the witches you might have heard of in scary stories. She was kind-hearted and always eager to help others. One sunny morning, as Willow was gathering herbs and flowers for her magical potions, she noticed a commotion in the village square. A group of villagers had gathered, whispering anxiously about a problem they couldn't solve. Curiosity piqued, Willow approached the villagers and asked, "What seems to be the matter?" An elderly woman named Mrs. Thompson explained, "You see, dear Willow, our village has been under a spell of perpetual rain for weeks now. We can't grow our crops, and the constant gloom is making everyone sad." Willow's eyes widened with determination. She knew that she had to help her fellow villagers. With a confident smile, she said, "Don't worry, I'll find a way to break this rain spell." She hurried back to her cozy cottage and began to search through her collection of spell books. After hours of reading, she found a spell that might do the trick, an ancient spell for changing the weather. It was a spell that no one in the village had ever attempted before, and it was a bit tricky, but Willow was determined to try. As night fell and the villagers settled into their homes, Willow gathered her ingredients and prepared to cast the spell. She stood in the center of a clearing in the forest, her heart filled with hope. With her eyes closed, she chanted the incantation, waving her wand in intricate patterns. Suddenly, the sky above her began to swirl with colors, and the clouds parted. A shimmering, starry sky appeared, and the raindrops turned into twinkling lights. Willow had done it. She had broken the rain spell. The next morning, the villagers awoke to a bright and sunny day. They couldn't believe their eyes. Their crops began to flourish, and the gloom that had hung over the village lifted. Mrs. Thompson and the other villagers rushed to Willow's cottage, thanking her with tears of joy. Willow smiled warmly and said, "It was my pleasure to help. Magic can bring happiness and sunshine even on the cloudiest days." Word of Willow's magical feat spread throughout the village, and she became known as the kind witch who could make the rain go away. The villagers no longer feared her, and instead, they cherished her as a friend and protector of their village. Willow continued to use her magic for good, helping the villagers in countless ways. She brewed healing potions, mended broken fences with a wave of her wand, and even made the most delicious pies with just a sprinkle of fairy dust. As the years passed, Willow's reputation as the kind and helpful witch grew, and she became beloved by all. And though she performed many magical feats, it was breaking the rain spell that remained her most treasured memory. The little witch with the big heart had shown the world that magic, when used for kindness and love, could bring sunshine to the rainiest of days. And so, in the village by the mysterious forest, Willow's spells continued to spread happiness and enchantment, making the world a better place, one spell at a time. Peter and the Talking Animals. Once upon a time, in a charming little village surrounded by lush green forests, there lived a young boy named Peter. Peter was known throughout the village for his boundless curiosity and his love for animals. He spent his days exploring the woods, listening to the chirping birds, and watching the playful squirrels. One sunny morning, as Peter was on his usual adventure, he stumbled upon something extraordinary, a glimmering, ancient-looking amulet lying on the ground. It was adorned with intricate designs, and had a shimmering blue gem at its center. Without thinking, Peter picked it up and put it around his neck. To his astonishment, the moment the amulet touched his skin, he heard a soft voice coming from the trees. It was a bird, a wise old owl perched on a branch, who spoke to him. "Greetings, young one," said the owl. "You have awakened the power of the amulet, and now you can understand the language of animals." Peter blinked in surprise, but soon realized that the forest around him was alive with chatter. The animals, from the chatty squirrels to the gentle deer and even the busy ants, were all talking. They greeted Peter and welcomed him to their world. Overjoyed, Peter spent hours talking to the animals. He learned about their lives, their secrets, and their unique perspectives on the world. He found out that the rabbits had an annual race to see who was the fastest, and the foxes loved telling clever riddles. The wise old owl shared stories of ancient forest legends, and the river told tales of its long journey from the mountains. As days turned into weeks, Peter became not just a friend to the animals, but also their protector. He helped the birds build sturdy nests, guided the lost turtles back to the pond, and even played hide and seek with the mischievous squirrels. One day, Peter overheard a group of animals talking about a problem. The stream that provided water to their part of the forest was slowly drying up due to a fallen tree blocking its path. Without water, the animals were in trouble. With the help of his newfound friends, Peter devised a plan. The beavers offered to chew through the fallen tree, while the birds carried buckets of water from a nearby river to refill the stream. It was a day of hard work, but their teamwork paid off. The stream flowed freely once more, and the animals cheered in gratitude. News of Peter's kindness and bravery spread throughout the forest, and the animals decided to honor him with a special ceremony. They gathered under the twinkling stars, and the wise old owl presented Peter with a gift, a small pendant shaped like a heart, made from the same shimmering blue gem as the amulet. "We present you with this pendant as a token of our friendship and gratitude," said the owl. "You have shown us that kindness and understanding can bridge the gap between different creatures, and you will forever be a part of our forest family." With tears of joy in his eyes, Peter thanked the animals and promised to visit them often. He wore the heart-shaped pendant as a reminder of the magical bond he had formed with his animal friends. From that day on, Peter continued to explore the forest and talk to the animals, and he learned that the greatest treasures in the world were not gold or jewels, but the friendships he had made along the way. And so, in the charming village surrounded by the lush green forest, Peter and the talking animals lived in harmony, reminding everyone that kindness and understanding could make the world a more magical place. The Friendly Ghost in the Attic. In a cozy old house at the end of Willow Street, there lived a young boy named Tommy. The house was big, with creaky wooden floors, dusty old books, and a mysterious attic that no one dared to enter. But Tommy was not like other children. He was adventurous and had a heart full of curiosity. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the house, Tommy decided it was time to uncover the secrets of the attic. With a flashlight in one hand and courage in his heart, he climbed the narrow staircase that led to the dusty, forgotten room. As he entered the attic, he noticed something peculiar, a faint, friendly whisper that seemed to come from nowhere. "Hello," the voice said. Tommy's eyes widened with surprise, and he replied, "Hello, who's there?" A translucent figure slowly materialized before him. It was Casper, the friendly ghost of the attic. Casper had been living in the old house for many, many years, and he had watched over it with kindness and care. Tommy, far from being scared, smiled warmly and said, "Hi, Casper. I'm Tommy. Why have you been hiding up here in the attic?" Casper explained that he had always been a shy ghost and had never found a friend who could see him and not be afraid. But Tommy was different. He had a kind heart and was not afraid of ghosts at all. From that day on, Tommy and Casper became the best of friends. They spent their days exploring the attic, playing hide and seek among the old trunks, and sharing stories about their adventures. Tommy also learned that Casper had a special gift. He could make objects in the attic come to life for a short time. Together, they brought to life an old rocking chair that danced to the tune of the wind, a dusty painting that told stories of its travels, and a worn-out teddy bear that giggled with joy. But one day, as Tommy and Casper were having a tea party with a lively porcelain doll, they heard a sound coming from downstairs. It was Tommy's mom, calling him for dinner. He realized he had been in the attic for hours. "I have to go, Casper," Tommy said with a hint of sadness. "But I'll come back tomorrow." Casper nodded, understanding that Tommy had a life outside the attic. "I'll be right here, waiting for your return," he said with a friendly smile. From that day forward, Tommy visited the attic every afternoon after school, and he and Casper continued their adventures. They shared laughter, secrets, and the joy of having a true friend. As the years passed, Tommy grew up and eventually moved out of the old house. But he never forgot his friend Casper and the magical adventures they had in the attic. He knew that friendship could be found in the most unexpected places, even in the company of a friendly ghost. And so, in the cozy old house at the end of Willow Street, the attic remained a place of wonder and friendship, reminding anyone who entered that sometimes, the most extraordinary friendships could be forged with the most unlikely companions. The friendly ghost in the attic had found a forever friend in Tommy, and their adventures would be cherished for generations to come.